Hello and welcome back to this series where we're now going through how to practice the 3-note per string major scale shapes. Hi, my name's Dave from Dave's Guitar Lessons. In the previous videos we've gone through how to play each of the 7 major scale shapes. So now these next videos that I'm making are all about practicing the 3-note per string major scale shape. So in this particular lesson it's about getting you moving around the fretboard. In one of the next ones we're going to be looking at things to do with timing, and we're going to do stuff with sequencing. We're going to do a range of different things. Now we've changed to the key of A major. You will find the tabs of all 7 shapes in the key of A in the description box below. You will also find the tabs for all 5 of the exercises we're doing in this lesson. I've also provided the backing track. I've done the same as last time. I've provided it in 60 BPM, 90 BPM and 120 BPM. So if you want to give the video a thumbs up, if you want to subscribe to the channel, visit the website, anything like that, it's all greatly appreciated. We're going to be going to the guitar neck now where we're looking at exercise number 1. Okay, so exercise number 1, I'm not going to go through every note that's in each of the shapes. If you don't know those, just go back to the videos that I've done on each of the shapes and you'll get them in no time. So we're just going through the exercise now on how to practice going around the neck. So as I said before, we're in the key of A, so we're starting on the A note, 5th fret on the low E string, and we're just going to go and ascend through pattern number 1 or shape number 1. So that should go like this. Now we've ended shape number 1 or pattern 1. All we're going to do now is take this up to the next note in the scale, which is the E note, and this puts us into shape number 2. So now we're going to descend shape number 2. Right, so now we've gone up shape number 2. All we need to do now is move the last note from that shape up 1 more note in the scale, and now we're in position number 3. And we're just going to ascend that scale shape. So bottom of position number 3, we're going to position number 4. So the last note in position number 4 is on the G sharp, which is at the 16th fret on the high E string, and we're going to descend this pattern. So now we've gone through position number 4, now we're going to go on to position number 5, so this time we're going to ascend the scale. Okay, so now we've done position number 5, which we've ascended. Now we're going to go on to position number 6, and I'm going to descend this one. Right, so now we're on position number 7, so the last position, last shape, and we're basically going to ascend this one. Cut all the fretboard there, and then we just want to end on the 17th fret, which is an A note. So I'm going to play exercise number 1 now over the backing track, 90 BPM, just playing on the 8th notes. So that was exercise number 1, now we're going to go on to exercise number 2. Exercise 2, I've tried to get the positions to overlap a little bit. So still in A, so we're starting on 5th fret on the low E string. Now we're going pattern number 1, we're going to go down the first 6 notes. Then when we've stopped, we go back to the last note we played before that, which is the E note on the 7th fret. Now we can see this now as being pattern number 2, and we're going to go down 6 notes of pattern number 2. We'll get to the 6th note, we go back to the last note we played before that. Again, I've moved my first finger up, so this is like another position shift. And now we can see it as we're in position number 3, and we're going to go down 6 notes from there. So now we've ended position number 3. I'm going to go back to the last note we played before that last one. First finger now. I'm treating this now as position number 4. I'm going to go down 6 notes from there. So now go back again onto the last note played before. Changed it to my first finger. Now I'm in position number 5, and I'm going to play 6 notes from the B string on position number 5. Then we do the same thing again. We go back to the last note we played before that, and we're in position number 6. We're just going to play the last 3 notes in position number 6, high E string. And then I go back to the 17th fret on the A note to finish with. Just got that resolving feel afterwards. And now I'm going to play exercise number 2 with the backing track. Let's break down exercise number 3. Exercise number 3. So the idea behind this exercise is to get you moving around the shapes and moving between them, but only on one string. So this time we're actually starting on shape number 5. But rather than being at the dusty end of the fretboard where we normally have been playing shape number 5, we're going to be starting it up here, so we're on the 2nd fret. We're going 2, 4, 5, 4 in shape number 5. Now we move to shape number 6, and we do the same kind of pattern, but now we've just changed the fingering to match shape number 6. So 4, 5, 7, 5. Then we move up to shape number 7. So now we do the same pattern again, but we just change the fingering to match shape number 7. So that's 5, 7, 9, 7. Now we do the same thing, but we move up to pattern number 1, so we change the fingerings around so they match pattern 1, so that's 7, 9, 10, 9. Pattern number 2, and again change the fingerings around, so now we're at 9, 10, 12, 10. Then we move up again, so we are at pattern number 3, which should be 10, 12, 14, 12. Then we go up to pattern number 4, which is going to be 12, 14, 16, 14. And then we'll end on the same as shape number 5. So at the same place we started, but an octave higher. So this one's going to be 14, 16, 17, 16. And again, you can end it on that A note at the 17th fret, just so it sounds like it resolves. And here's exercise number 3 with the backing track. So back to the guitar neck now, and we will break down exercise number 4. Okay, so exercise number 4. Now in this exercise, similar to the last exercise where we want to get through the shapes just using 1 string, this time we want to go through the shapes using 2 strings. So we're going to be using the B string and the E string, and we're basically just going to go ascending 6 notes through each of the patterns, through each of the shapes. So I will go through the notes again because we're starting in the lower octave, again in position number 5. So we're going to go 2, 3, 5 on the B string, and then 2, 4, 5 on the high E string. Then we move to position number 6. This is going to be 3, 5, 7 on the B, and then 4, 5, 7 on the high E. Then we're going to position number 7. This is going to be 5, 7, 9 on the B, and 5, 7, 9 on the high E. Now position number 1 is going to be 7, 9, 10 on the B, and 7, 9, 10 on the E. Now position number 2 is going to be 9, 10, 12, and 9, 10, 12. Position number 3 is going to be 10, 12, 14, and 10, 12, 14 on the E. Position number 4 is going to be 12, 14, 15, and 12, 14, 16 on the E. and then we're back to position number 5, so it's the same pattern as we did that we started on, just an octave higher, so 14, 15, 17, 14, 16, 17. And you notice we do end on an A note there, so we can just end it there with the backing. And here's exercise number 4 with the backing track. And now the final exercise in this video, exercise number 5, so let's break that down for you. This exercise is very similar to exercise number 1 in the sense that we're going to ascend a pattern and then descend the next pattern and so forth. Now the difference between this exercise and exercise number 1 is we are still ascending the scale, so we're starting on a low note, so the low string, low E string, and we're ending on the high E string, so that does mean that we are ascending the scale. But each string we're going to treat as a descending pattern. So what I mean by that is, rather than doing 5, 7, 9 on the low E string, so going up the pattern, da, 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 we're going down the pattern, da, 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 but then we're going to the next string, do the same thing, the next string the same thing, the same thing, same thing, and the same thing. So then we get kind of a mixture of an ascending pattern but played in descending orders. So I'll play through the position number 1. Now the next position, we're going to position number 2, and we descend, so we're starting on the high E string and we're going to end on the low E string, but we again this time, rather than descending through the pattern as in 12, 10, 9, we do it the other way around, so it's going to be 9, 10, 12. And then the same all the way up. So that's going to give an interesting flavour to the scale shapes, and it's a nice finger exercise, and again you're getting around the fretboard a bit. Now I'm going to go through the rest of the patterns in a moment, but I'm just going to play those 2 so you can hear the kind of idea of what we're going for. Right, so now we've done pattern number 1, pattern number 2, so now we're going on to pattern number 3, and again we ascend through the scale, but we do the same thing, we play each string backwards. Okay, so now we've got to pattern number 4, shape number 4. We're starting on the high string, going to the low string, so we are descending, but each string we're going to ascend on each string. Okay, so we're in shape number 5. Again, we're going from the lowest string to the highest string, but we're just playing it in the same way that we have been, so the opposite way on each string. Okay, so this one we're going to end on shape number 6. We're starting on the high string, we're going up to the low string, and it's the same idea as we've been going through all these shapes. Now the reason I ended this one on shape number 6, even though you could go to number 7 if you want to, is because I liked it ending on that low A note on the 6th string. And here is exercise number 5 with the backing track. So that's the end of this video on practicing the 3-note per string major scale shapes. I hope you have fun with these 5 exercises and they get you moving around the neck a lot more. Now if you want to practice the things that we've gone through in this lesson but in a different key, I've provided a link in the description box below for the backing track that we've used, but in different keys. So we should have one for all 12 of the major chords. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel, and thanks so much for watching, and join us next time where we'll be doing some more exercises on practicing the 3 note per string major scale shape. So see you next time.